Okay, it's day 54, and yeah, I'm relatively excited for this video. I mean, I've got a few things I want to go over. Yeah, I mean, I'll just get straight into it because I'm actually recording this at a relatively decent time for once. So I'm gonna go to bed straight after. I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna read my book, which is the sales book. If you've been watching the recent videos, before I go to bed, and then then I'll go to sleep. But point is, yeah, I've got a few things that I kind of want to go over. Now, today I kind of had a eureka moment. We'll call it that. And what I thought was how genuinely easy with what it is I'm offering to get to the goal that I want to get to. Now, if I actually were to get my head down and I were to do everything that I say that I'm going to do, and I use my time as intentionally as possible, to which that would correlate to about 10 hours of work every day. I know that's a lot of time. People are like, no, you need work-life balance. I understand that, but the seasons of life, some seasons you should work harder, other seasons maybe not so much. It depends. And right now I'm at the working hard stage. So my goal is obviously to achieve this goal, and that's why I'm doing the series. And although I'd like for this to continue a while, I also want to complete the goal within good time. So it's a balance. But anyway, the thing that I'm offering is a service that can be scaled. Now, you pay a retain. So if you look, am I going to leak this? Yes. It's a service that can be scaled, and it's called IPGA, which is Info Product Growth Agency. Which, if you haven't heard of it, it's relatively new, but I've been working with influencers my whole life. I've literally never had a job. Well, an actual job. I've only ever worked online, and I started in the Fortnite community working with Fortnite pros. Then I went on to influence marketing with Fortnite pros whilst running their social medias, and then I expanded that Fortnite players to YouTubers, and now we just do YouTubers as well as working with businesses doing influencer marketing. So it's a lot more broad now, but I got into that game, not intentionally, but obviously it kind of happened, and here I am. So I've learned a lot, and that's basically where I'm at with that. So yeah, the thing that I'm offering is, because I haven't done it before, it's relatively hard, if you've ever done it before, to get a client without a testimonial, without previous experience, and you go into it completely clean slate. Now, I'm not a completely clean slate because I've worked with influencers on multiple different capacities, but what I haven't done is work with influencers on this specific thing, which is an influencer creating a product and then selling it to their audience. Now, when an influencer works with an audience, has an audience and creates a product, they have a product that they create, and then they sell it to the audience. Now, I know all of this stuff. I know exactly how to brand to an audience. I know how to sell to an audience. I know how to make it like almost FOMO, to feel like they need to buy it, or almost create a problem that they need to fix with a course. It's somewhat, you'd think of it like it's just sales. It's literally just sales and marketing, right? But you have to market it correctly to the audience, as much as the audience as you can buys the product, so you increase your conversion rate as much as possible from your audience. Now, the supposed rate with this is, if you have, let's say 100 followers, 1% of those buy, so one person buys. If you have 100,000 followers, 1% of those buys, which is 1,000 buys, 1,000 purchases. Now, if you then go and sell a product which is £25 or $25 each time, you're going to be making $25,000 or pounds every month that they're paying that. If it's a monthly retainer, if it's a one-time fee, whatever, you're going to be making £25,000 from 1,000 signups. Sorry. So it's very scalable, and the way you kind of sell it is the way it works is you get a retainer, the people pay the fee, and then you go away, optimize as best you can. You need to actually provide a good service. If you're not providing a good service, just don't fucking start, because a lot of people think they can just do business by getting people on board, being good at the sales. But as soon as the people get on the call and they've signed them, they just do a shit job, which is like 90% of businesses. And that is my one biggest concern with business, because I'm probably too nice, but I'm not saying this is because I'm too nice, but this is my biggest concern, which it should be for everyone, is to do the best, provide the best service you physically can. Like the best service you can, because then therefore it's easier to keep a client than it is to gain a new one, and also it's just going to go up and up. You're going to gain more value from them, and you're going to be on the same wavelength moving forward, and they're going to gain trust. They're going to give you amazing testimonials. They're going to therefore recommend you to their friends, and it just scales up, right? So you need to make sure you're doing the best fucking job possible. So I've been going hours and hours and hours and hours researching this so I can do the best job fucking possible. Now I know exactly how influencers work, as I say, so I can do the best job there. But what I'm saying is, if I want to get to this 10k a month goal, and now I sign a client and they pay me the retainer, or I sign them for free and we just go off commission basis of the start, and I'm willing to give up my time, which to start a new business I am, because I know the leverage of it in the future, then all it takes, if we just get rid of the retainers, because obviously the retainer is going to add into this too, literally all it takes is for me to get, I don't know, a client with 100,000 followers, to get 1,000 purchases of this course, to get 1,000 members into this $25. It's not even much, $25. That's like the same price as a Domino's pizza. Into this community, to which obviously the community provides value, and it's a really good community, and really good information product. If I can then get if I can then get 1,000 people to pay that, it's gonna be $25,000. Now I'm not gonna get all of that, because obviously I'm working with the influencer, but I'm getting what we agreed at the start, which is probably going to be 30, 40, or 50%. So it's either 50-50, 60-40 to them, or 70-30 to them, depending on the retainer, depending on the deal. But obviously I'm going to be the one making the product. I'm going to be the one optimizing the product. I'm going to be the one making the product the best it can and keeping it as best as it can be for an extended period of time, as long as I'm working with them, basically, and just making it an amazing fucking product. Because as I say, so many people go into business and they're like, they don't give a fuck about the product. They just market it, and then they get people on the calls, and then they think they can just do a mediocre job. It catches up with you so bad. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with as well that have tried to do the same kind of thing. They just get lazy on the actual fulfillment, and they're more focused on signing people than they are actually doing what they're actually signing people and offering to do. So yeah, I mean, most important thing is literally doing the service. There's nothing more important than that. But yeah, that's basically my plan. So if I can get a certain amount of people on here, I probably shouldn't even be talking about this in this video. But yeah, I think a lot of people have just been asking me what my actual plan is, and that's my plan. So I'm not going to go into more depth than that, but it's relatively easy to get to the goal as long as I'm willing to put the hours in and contact enough people and make sure my product is as good as it physically can be. Which it will be. I'm no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. I'll be the top 5 agencies on this front. 100%. Because it is my biggest like thing of providing the best product I can and service I can. It is so important for me, just for like me in general, just the way I go about things, and also just being part of that 1%, because so many people just scam and they just say, yeah, my product's really good, and then it's not. And it really annoys me. It really does. And yeah, so that's my intention with all of this. Now, that's not the only thing I'm doing. I also am running an agency with 2 other colleagues, to which we work with influencers, doing influencer marketing and influencer management, and everything in between on there. So that's just uploading videos or whatever, making videos, thumbnails, graphic design, whatever. So we do do that as well, but that's obviously run by 3 of us. We also have a team underneath us, so that's not. It doesn't need as much time as the startup of this does. I'm running this fully on my own, but I'm going all in on it. So that's basically my plan. I mean, there's nothing really on top of that other than the gym. It's just putting the hours in, knowing what I need to do and fulfilling that, and minimizing distractions. It is literally as simple as that. So yeah, yeah, I've just got to sign someone, and I've got to make sure we market it to as many people as we can. And yeah, it's just being relentless, and making the best product you can. As I say, I can't emphasize that enough, because so many people just get lazy and they sign someone and then they just keep focusing on, like, how I'm going to get more money by signing more people. Once they pay the fee, who cares? I'm just going to get a new client. It's my biggest fucking pet peeve. I just want to go offer the best service I can. It has so many benefits as well. It's so worth it. 100%. I can't say. I just know from experiences. Yeah. So I won't go on. You get the idea. But anyway, I've got a few notes. I want these videos to be more concise now. So if you want to be part of the top 1%, you need to be willing to do what the 99% of people won't do. I'll say that again because I was scratching my nose, and I'm still scratching my nose. If you want to be part of the top 1%, you need to be willing to do what 99% of people will not do. Now, I might, fucking hell. This is important because, I mean, people say it, like, people use it as an excuse. They're like, oh yeah, but everyone does it, or oh yeah, I watch the P word. I'm not going to say what it is because I'll get flagged, because it's just everyone watches it. It's just normalized. Oh yeah, this is normalized. Everyone does it on their phone all the time. Everyone watches this. Everyone does this. Everyone watches Netflix for hours. Everyone plays video games. But you got to understand that everyone, quote unquote, everyone you're referring to, like, yeah, they might be your friends, and yeah, this might be quite horrible to say, but if you look at it, they're not going to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Like, there's things that you want to achieve, and to achieve them, you've got to be willing to do what the people who have already achieved them did, and that is not necessarily completely cut them off, but cut them off to the extent to which you can nail down on exactly what you need to do to get to your goal. And you've got to understand that 99% of people that are successful, they cut off people who were holding them back, and they just went ham on what it is they're doing and found people on the same wavelength as them. I mean, obviously there's exceptions. There's TikTokers and shit who are just rich as fuck, and they just upload dance videos. But on the whole, 99% of the time, people have a majorly successful business which scales over time, and skills that scale over time, rather than something like, think of a lot of people like TikTokers as a dropshipping store. Yes, there are exceptions, but a lot of them, they'll have a dropshipping thing which will trend for like 3 months. As soon as that 3 months is over, the whole business is dead, and you've got to restart from zero, which is what happens with a lot of influencers, because they have a bit of hype and then they fall off. So you just got to understand that you need to have that backing, whether it's reading books, whether it's just doing business and learning from your mistakes and just learning along the way. You need to be able to do that and knock out everything that the 99% of people do. And I'm not saying you can't ever watch a movie again. I'm not saying you can't ever play video games again. I'm not saying you can't do all these things that are highly stimulating but bring minimal benefit to your life. But what I am saying is you need to limit them as best as you can, because, as I say, you've got to be willing to do what 99% of people won't. And yes, I know it's hard. I know it's so hard because I've done it myself. And I haven't done it myself. I'm trying to do it myself to the best of my ability, and that's why I'm making this series. But it's stuff like quitting social media. It is incredibly tough to do. You keep having that urge to go on it. You've just got to fight it. I mean, I've literally, it's. I have things that I do instead of checking social media that I just do instead, that just reset my mind rather than having that urge to go on it. If you could just control your urges, you're going to be better than 99% of people already, because you're going to be stay on your goal for an extended period of time, whereas other people just get distracted here, there, and their attention diverts 24/7. As does mine, but I'm working on it as best as I can, as I say, and it's getting better. But it's a process. You can't just turn your brain around overnight. It's habits that are ingrained subconsciously. You've got to get rid of them, and it doesn't change as much as you might think. Willpower would help. Over like click of the button, it doesn't work like that. So you've just got to slowly ease them down and minimize them, to which, yeah, that brings me on to my next point of almost decentralizing from everything other than producing. So, I mean, I go on Instagram to post posts. I go on Instagram to post stories sometimes when I'm doing something cool, because personal brand is important and you need to have that kind of reputation. Well, I mean, you don't need to, but it helps. So you post that. Obviously, there's other reasons to do it, and a lot of them aren't really healthy. But I mean, you can just post them regardless. But yeah, I kind of have a vision of like why in hindsight, right? What is the point of consuming content? What is the point of consuming content? Mindlessly consuming content. Mindlessly consuming content. There's a difference between consuming and mindlessly consuming. What does it bring you? What does scrolling through the Twitter timeline bring you? Yeah, there might be a valuable tweet here and there, but on the whole, what value does it actually bring you? Rarely any. Rarely any. It depends who you follow, of course, but you'd be much better rather than just aimlessly consuming TikTok for an hour or 2 hours a day, or Twitter. Using that time intentionally to learn something or do something that you enjoy and you want to learn specifically, rather than just mindlessly consuming and thinking that you're relaxing when you're not. You're just taking in more things to make you more stressed, more things that you have to comprehend, and just stresses your mind out completely, and also ruins your dopamine levels, to which you then can't focus on the things that you actually want to do. So it's all backwards. It's all backwards. You don't. It's yeah. So I kind of envision myself almost. My monitors are just turned off. Almost decentralizing in a regard of not consuming as much. Well, not consuming unintentionally. And producing. So that would be tweeting. That would be making YouTube videos. That would be posting on Instagram when I do. But I just realize what does consuming actually bring me? Like, if I were to quit Twitter or quit TikTok timeline for a year, what negative would that bring to my life? And I can't think of one negative that would bring to my life. Not one. So yeah, and that also allows you to enjoy the little things more. Like, enjoy the holiday you go on more, because you're more present in the moment, and your attention isn't always getting diverted to your phone, because that's more stimulating than the thing that you're doing at the time. Stuff like that, it makes stuff so much more enjoyable, and I know it makes life so much more enjoyable, but the process of getting there isn't easy. It's not frictionless. It is a grind, and you've just got to know why you're doing it and stay consistent on that. So yeah, that's kind of my basis, really. I mean, yeah, having a phone addiction could be argued as good, but not to an extent to which your phone addiction is scrolling through TikTok and stuff. Your phone addiction is producing content. Your phone addiction is responding to messages. Your phone addiction is attacking with speed in regards to clients. Attacking with speed and on any front, just getting stuff done straight away. That could be argued as good, but if you think of it from a mindfulness perspective, I don't think it's productive to just sit there and always feel the need to go on your phone because you could have a message. It just takes away from the point of living, in my opinion, because you're meant to live to experience life, and you're not really experiencing life if every 5-10 minutes, even less, you have the urge to go on your phone and check for things, even though there's never anything there. So yeah, there's obviously a balance. I'm never going to be perfect. I'm never ever going to be perfect, but well, I mean, it's possible, but it's one thing to be mindful of it, and it's two things to actually stick to your word and actually get there. And that's what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, it's just realizing when the urge is there to go on Instagram, when the urge is there to go on TikTok, when the urge is there to go on Twitter, realizing when that is, and stopping yourself from giving into that urge, basically. So yeah, and with that, there are tons and tons and tons and tons of benefits for not only me, for not only you, for everyone watching this video, whether you like it or not. So yeah, I think that's the last thing I wanted to say, really. But it's not what you want to hear. But I was saying this to my friend earlier. There are all these productivity hacks, productivity YouTube videos, productivity whatever on YouTube, to which they tell you little hacks to get out of a rut, or well, I mean, some of them are alright, but get out of a rut, or be more productive, or use your time wisely, and all these little hacks. But to ingrain these hacks, you have to build them as a habit, and to which The videos, it's just mental masturbation because no one ever has the willpower to ingrain those habits. Like they can say, okay, the best thing to be productive is to journal every day. It's to write down your to-do list every time you wake up in the morning. Now, maybe you'll do this for the first 2 days, but most people will just quit after 2-3 days because they haven't ingrained it as a habit and they don't know why they're doing it. So it will just go away. But watching the video makes you feel good about yourself, to which you watch more and more videos because you're like, okay, yeah, I'm getting really good insight here. This is really helping me. But in hindsight, you're just procrastinating, starting what it is that you know you need to do. Now, if you want a real productivity hack, this is the last thing I'll say in this video. If you want a real productivity hack, I'll give you it right now. You just need to be willing to do the hard things for an extended period of time with little to no distractions. That is it. That is literally it. That is the productivity hack. And if you can't do that, then there are means that you can take to mitigate it, like adding social media blockers, like I said in yesterday's video, like not using any form of distraction while you work, not even checking any messages while you work until you finish the task that you want to do. There's stuff that you can do there, but you're still gonna have urges, as I say. It's just attacking those urges and making sure you don't give in to them. But yeah, in general, if you want to be a productive person and you want a productivity hack, you've just got to sit there and allow yourself to work on the hard things for an extended period of time with zero distractions. And if you can do that, you can do anything. Literally can do anything. But until that day, you're still going to want to watch these videos because you think there's a way around it. And I'm really sorry to say, and it just won't be attractive to you, and you'll be like, shit, man. But the truth is, you just got to get your head down and work. It's literally as simple as that. Literally as simple as that. It's that simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's simple. But yeah, that's what I'll say. That is all I'll say. You've got the idea. Write notes on what I've just said if you want. Just the fact that you need to work on the hard things for an extended period of time with zero distractions. If you want to write that down, be my guest, because that is the formula for success, whether you like it or not. So there you go. That's my Ali Abdaal productivity hack of the day, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it all so much. Yesterday's video is blowing up for some reason, even though I was wearing a zesty bandana, but it's okay. I appreciate it. I really do fucking appreciate it so much. All the comments and everything. I say this every video, but I mean, it's just so overwhelming for me because I've never had anything like this before. So yeah, I just can't tell you how thankful I am. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you tomorrow night for day 55, I believe. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow. Peace. Cheers.